You know that person. Every camping trip, every rooftop party, every backyard hangout, they're the one getting absolutely destroyed. Arms, legs, ankles. Meanwhile, the person sitting right next to them, same weather, same location, same everything, not a single bite. And they always get told the same thing. You must have sweet blood. That's not a thing. It was never a thing. There is no such thing as sweet blood that mosquitoes can detect from outside your body. What is real and what's actually happening is a combination of smell, breath, body heat, and some stuff going on at the microscopic level of your skin that you probably never think about. And some of it you can change, some of it you genuinely cannot. Let's get into it. Before anything else, only female mosquitoes bite. The males don't. Males feed on nectar and plant sugars their whole lives. Females need the protein and amino acids from blood specifically to produce viable eggs. No blood, no reproduction. So every single bite you've ever gotten was a female mosquito on a biological mission. And she is not guessing. She is not flying around randomly hoping to bump into someone. She has a system. A multi-step targeting process that starts from meters away and gets increasingly precise the closer she gets. Here's what that system actually looks like and where you fit into it. Think of it like a lock-on system with 3 stages. Stage 1 is long range. From several meters away, she's picking up carbon dioxide. The plume of carbon dioxide your breath creates drifts downwind, and she flies upwind into it. This is what gets her in the general area. Stage 2 is mid-range. As she closes in, within a meter or two, she starts detecting heat and moisture coming off your body. This tells her there's a warm-blooded animal present. She's narrowing her target. Stage 3 is the final call. Right before she lands, she's reading your skin odor, specific chemical compounds your body is producing. This is what determines whether she commits or backs off. Most people think mosquitoes just randomly land on whoever's nearby, but they've already made a decision before they touch you. You were selected, and the reasons why come down to these 3 signals and how strong yours happen to be. Carbon dioxide is the primary long-distance signal. And here's something that's worth understanding. It's not just that she detects carbon dioxide. She detects changes in CO2 concentration in the air. She's tracking the gradient, flying toward higher and higher concentrations until she finds the source. Which means the more carbon dioxide you're putting out, the bigger and more detectable that plume is, and the easier you are to find from farther away. So who's putting out more carbon dioxide? Larger-bodied people exhale more simply because of their metabolic rate and lung capacity. Someone who just exercised is breathing harder and exhaling significantly more. People under physical stress, illness, even anxiety that's causing faster breathing, all of that increases your CO2 output. Pregnant women exhale roughly 21% more carbon dioxide than average, which is one of the documented reasons they attract more mosquitoes during pregnancy. That's not anecdotal, it's measurable. Even drinking alcohol has been studied. One study found that beer consumption increased mosquito attraction, potentially partly through increased carbon dioxide output and changes in skin odor after drinking. You can't stop exhaling, so carbon dioxide is largely out of your hands, but it's only getting her to your neighborhood. What happens next is where your individual biology really kicks in. This is the part that determines whether you're a true mosquito magnet. And it's more complicated and more personal than most people realize. Your skin microbiome is a major factor. Your skin isn't just skin, it's covered with billions of bacteria, your skin microbiome. And those bacteria are constantly metabolizing your sweat and skin oils, breaking them down into volatile organic compounds that float off your body into the surrounding air. Mosquitoes detect those compounds, and depending on what your particular bacterial community is producing, you smell either very attractive or significantly less attractive to them. Research has shown that people can be consistently sorted into high attraction and low attraction categories based on their skin microbial composition.
High attraction individuals tend to have a less diverse microbiome, dominated by a smaller number of bacteria types. Low attraction individuals tend to have more microbial diversity, which seems to produce a more complex odor profile that mosquitoes don't respond to as strongly, or may even contain compounds that function as natural repellents. Specific chemicals are driving this, not just body odor in general. Lactic acid, which your body produces during exercise and is present in sweat, is a known attractant. Ammonia, also found in skin secretions, is another. But here's what makes it interesting. These compounds don't just attract mosquitoes independently. Research has found that lactic acid and ammonia together produce a stronger attraction response than either one alone. They amplify each other. And then there's the 2022 cell study, which is probably the most significant recent finding on this topic. Researchers at Rockefeller University ran a long-term study where participants wore forearm stockings for hours, and those samples were tested against mosquitoes over multiple years. What they found, people who mosquitoes strongly preferred had significantly elevated levels of carboxylic acids on their skin. These are sebum-derived compounds, part of your skin's natural oils. And the key finding wasn't just that these people had more, it's that their levels stayed consistent year after year. The difference was stable, durable, not tied to what they ate that day or whether they exercised. It was a persistent feature of their skin chemistry. One participant in the study was ranked the most attractive to mosquitoes every single time across the entire study period, consistently the top target year after year. So if you've always been the one getting bitten, there's a real biological reason for that. It's not in your head. Once a mosquito is already in your vicinity, she's using warmth and moisture to zero in on the exact landing spot. Body heat is detectable at close range. She's drawn to the warmest areas of exposed skin, which is one reason ankles, wrists, and the back of the neck get hit often. Those areas have blood vessels close to the surface, which means slightly elevated surface temperature. Sweating compounds the problem in multiple ways. First, sweat increases surface moisture, which is a direct attractant at close range. Second, as your skin bacteria metabolize that fresh sweat, the chemical output increases, more volatile compounds entering the air. So the hotter and sweatier you are, the louder every signal gets simultaneously. This is why exercising outdoors at dusk, which is mosquito peak activity time, is essentially the worst possible scenario for a mosquito magnet. You're exhaling more carbon dioxide, your body temperature is elevated, you're sweating. All three signals are amplified at the same time. Dark clothing plays a role that surprises people. Mosquitoes use visual cues once they're close enough. Dark colors, navy, black, red, stand out more against the horizon and make you easier to visually locate. Light, neutral colors are genuinely less visible to them. And the pregnancy example is worth coming back to here because it perfectly illustrates what stacking signals looks like. More carbon dioxide exhaled, slightly elevated abdominal skin temperature, hormonal shifts that alter skin odor chemistry, increased blood volume, which may affect skin surface temperature further. No single factor is massive on its own, but all of them together move the needle significantly, which is why the effect is real and measurable. Here's the part that either makes people feel better or worse, depending on how you look at it. Twin studies have found that mosquito attractiveness is partly heritable. Researchers compared identical twins, who share nearly all of their DNA, with fraternal twins, who share about half. Identical twins showed much more similar levels of mosquito attraction than fraternal twins did. That's the standard signal that genetics is genuinely involved. The mechanism is your genes influencing your skin chemistry, what your sebum glands produce, what your sweat composition looks like, which bacteria thrive on your skin and which don't. All of that has a genetic component. There's also emerging research suggesting that some people naturally produce skin compounds that actually repel mosquitoes, and that this is also heritable. So the person sitting next to you who never gets bitten might not just be getting lucky, they might be producing a natural chemical deterrent without even knowing it. You didn't choose your skin chemistry. Some of this is genuinely baked in from birth. Let's clear up a couple of things that keep circulating. Sweet blood, not how any of this works. Mosquitoes make their targeting decision before they ever pierce your skin. They're responding to external chemical signals, carbon dioxide and heat. They're not tasting your blood type from across the yard. Blood type. This one's more nuanced. Some studies have shown that people with type O blood may attract more bites than type A or B, and people who secrete blood type antigens through their skin, which not everyone does, may be more detectable. But results vary heavily depending on the mosquito species being studied and the experimental conditions. It's a possible contributing factor. It's not a reliable rule, and it shouldn't be the main thing you focus on. Eating garlic or bananas, both widely claimed to either repel or attract mosquitoes. The evidence here is weak. There's no strong, consistent research supporting that your diet meaningfully changes your attractiveness through skin odor in a significant way. The factors that actually matter are the ones we've already covered. Okay, so given